Hey there, everybody. Let's put on some tunes, shall we? Hey! Got some good knitting done. Hell yeah, Plastic Beach. How are we doing today? I'm seeing YouTube chat today, so that's nice. It is. It's getting dark so early. It's throwing me off. Trump will somehow find someone worse than Gaetz? I don't know if he can, honestly. Like, unless he's gonna bring back Jeffrey Epstein. Dogs. Okay, tell you what, everybody. I will be right back. I need to take the lady out, apparently. Alright, give me 1 second. I will be back. Storm over Kryn, hey there. How are we doing? Hey, Homelander. I haven't seen you in a minute, Homelander. Dog, you need to stop it. Oh. Doggo's already pissing me off. Killing it with the look today. Thank you. Thank you. Eliana Losty, thank you for following. Alan Showerman, thank you for $2 saying my cat Ellie says hi. Tell Ellie I say hi too. The Chalupa Cabra, thank you for 4 months. Goodness gracious. 4 months for me? For me? Oh, sorry, I'm a little sniffly. I was just outside. Katana 1988, thank you for cheering the 2 biddies. Ken Paxton or Andrew Bailey for AG? Oh, fuck. Ken Paxton actually makes a lot of sense, unfortunately. Yeah, Leon, we're gonna talk about, maybe we'll jump into the, well, no, I wanna, well, yeah, I'll talk about, dog, do you need to be put in the kitchen already? I'm trying to get work done. I know. Okay, I'm gonna put Lady in the kitchen real quick. Okay, I am back. No, I want it back then. Pam Bondi is AG? Okay, let me see if I can find that real quick. That makes another story I pulled up actually a lot more funny. Ugh. Why does she sound so familiar? Pam Bondi. Okay. Defense lawyers during his first impeachment trial. That's probably why. American Policy Institute. Great. By 2024, she led the legal arm of the Trump-aligned American First Policy Institute, which is, I believe, one of the think tanks behind Project 2025. Ugh. Yes, I do remember her. I looked into her for CPAC. Jesus Christ. All right, let me pull up the... Oh. So this is from Pam Bondi's Wikipedia page. Bondi received criticism in 2013. Bondi received criticism following a campaign donation from Donald Trump. Prior to the donation, Bondi had received at least 22 fraud complaints regarding Trump University. A spokesperson for Bondi announced that her office was considering joining a lawsuit initiated by Eric Schneiderman, the Attorney General of New York, regarding tax fraud potential charges against Trump. 4 days later, however, a PAC established by Bondi to support her re-election and Justice for All received a $25,000 donation from Donald, after which Bondi decided to join the lawsuit, declined to join the lawsuit against Trump University. Fucking unbelievable. Unbelievable. Did I know Owen Morgan was covering my interview with the Anderson kids? I saw somebody say that Owen Morgan sent somebody over to my channel, but I don't know. Like, I know Owen Morgan. I've watched some of his stuff, but I wasn't able to find it. If you have a link to it, I'd love to see it. Do you want to know all about my new cat friend? Her name is Shyla, and she runs her little head on the door and munches on chicken and licks herself. That sounds like a cat. That does sound like a cat. She sounds adorable, though. Yeah, I didn't want to talk about the Netanyahu stuff too much. Honestly, I don't think it's that big of a deal. It is the ICC issuing a arrest warrant, I believe. But, like, if nobody acts on it, which, yeah. Yeah, the ICC has issued arrest warrants for Netanyahu and Gallant. Alleged war crimes and crimes against humanity on the Gaza Strip, which is, like, good about fucking time. Alleged use of starvation as a method of warfare, intentionally directing an attack against the civilian population, as well as what the prosecutor's team said was deliberate targeting of medical facilities and restrictions on medical and humanitarian supplies, which is something we have fucking seen. Yeah, like the problem is that somebody brings up in the chat, Putin has one for all it's worth. It's like, it doesn't really mean much for the person who controls the laws in that company. In that country. Hamas's military chief for crimes against humanity and war crimes. Arrests for 2 other Hamas leaders. Oh, Mohammed Diab Ibrahim al-Masri. Murder, extermination, torture, and rape. Jesus. Criminal responsibility of civilian superiors for the war crime of intentionally directing an attack against the civilian population. Yeah, and like, and that's the point. It's like if fucking Biden hasn't done anything, Trump's not gonna do anything. Speaking of doing something, though, Elon Musk, you know him, you hate him. I also, oh shit, I need to talk about the Musk Vivek podcast. What is it? The Dogecast or some dumbass bullshit? Yep. Yeah. Can you, oh, fuck, man. I cannot imagine. All right. One of the biggest problems with the right-wing ecosystem is dumbass charisma vacuums like Theo Vaughn and Joe Rogan have convinced people that literally anybody is worth listening to on a podcast. Solo Lander, thank you very much for 13 months in a row. Hell yeah. Yeah, we covered Pam Bondi. Like, it's not surprising. She's another fucking person who helped Trump be corrupt in the past. Like, this is another step in Musk just trying to be like the coolest guy in the world, trying to get everybody to fucking love him. And what is cooler, honestly, than a 50-year-old dude who doesn't understand memes starting a podcast? Comrade Girl 2018, thank you for super chatting $10. I feel like Democratic Party is abandoning the LGBTQIA community. I'm struggling a bit on what to do as a queer person. I mean, the first... I am so sorry about my dog whining. The first problem is we shouldn't depend on the Democratic Party. You need to depend on your community, the people you surround yourself with, your local community. And if you're not part of that community, you need to be a part of it. If there isn't one, you need to help make one. Do I have a Blue Sky account? I do have a Blue Sky account. It should be over it's either Dead Domain or Domain Dead. But yeah, if you look up Dead Domain on Blue Sky, it should come up. I have like 2,000 followers there. I think people just keep assuming I don't have one before looking. But you know, I do. Homelander 999, we kind of have to depend on the Dems. They're the only party that can challenge Republicans. At a institutional level, maybe. But, like, you cannot... Do not put any faith in them. You cannot rely on them to not abdicate responsibility. I will be right back. I'm gonna... Oh, this dog's driving me crazy today. Alrighty. Bobcat. Who's Bobcat? Oh, do we have a troll? Do we have a troll? Bobcat Peterson. Trump. That's the best you can do, huh? How do you... Bobcat Peterson, if you're not a bot, how do you reconcile Trump's promise to drain the swamp with the fact that almost every major cabinet position he's announced is going to be filled by either somebody who has been provably accused of sexual assault or part of a sexual assault cover-up right now? Domain dead. All right, I guess domain dead. I'm gonna see if I can. What? You're fine, cat. Dogecast. The new podcast called Dogecast will explain exactly what we're doing to the public to provide transparency in what is a once-in-a-generation project. Again, for what is meant to be, purportedly, an effort to cut down on government waste. You hire two people who have very little experience in government maximum experience in fucking up businesses in their track record. You have both of them run the run the agency at the same time, and you have them record a podcast, spend valuable business time recording a podcast. And people buy into the fact that it's like, oh, goodness. Come here. Come on. You have something to say? Thank you, Nadia Vet Chambers. Thank you for $10. Bathroom bills aren't meant to be enforced by area patrols. ID checks versus records clocking, etc. Alert cops. Government buildings and airports to target for surveillance, scan CC footage for violations. I wouldn't be surprised if people are already trying to write up fucking... Can I help you, Kat? Can I help you? Black Clover, I did not get your links. Where'd you send them? Don't show your butt on camera yet. Get me banned on Twitch. I'll get me banned on Twitch. Is Bobcat still in here or did he leave? Double raid. Oh, holy shit. No Justice MTVG, thank you for 109 people. And KF Logan 1875, thank you for a raiding party of 50. Holy shit, y'all. My cat is trying to hog the stream. My dog is trying to yell at me. Idiosyncrasy 666, thank you very much. You're being a little menace right now. You know that, kitty? Alright, let's get on the lap. Go back on the lap. Here we go. Alrighty. Let's get to this from Raw Story today. True corruption. Elon Musk reportedly threatens to unseat senators opposing Matt Gaetz. Full auto 86 you are. Oh no, they straight up gave up on Gaetz, and I want to talk about Matt Gaetz. Cause so the probe into his illicit activities. Let's see if there's a good... There we go. Guardian, you got me. Nope. What breed is my dog? Whiny. She's Whiny Baby is her breed. Yeah, you are. She's a lab pit. Hello, everyone. Aurora Malinora. From the Guardian. Oh, you are fine. God, she is such a baby. Oh, my God. All right, Cap. Your sister's being noisy, so I'm going to let her out. See if she's good. Love you very much. Get off me. Saying. Okay. Hello, Geoduck Geoscience. My entire look is flawless. Thank you. I was actually not feeling good today, and then I decided to do my makeup. So, if you're having a rough day, Do your makeup, girlies. Donald Trump decided to nominate Matt Gaetz as Attorney General last Wednesday during a flight home from Washington. Blah, blah, blah. Gaetz, now 42. God, he's so fucking disgusting. Made his name as a far-right congressman. We know this. Gaetz moved against McCarthy in order to install a speaker more amenable to right-wing threats, to shut down the federal government over arguments about funding, and less likely to seek Democrats' help in avoiding such outcomes. McCarthy never believed that. He insisted Gaetz moved against him in order to block the release of a House Ethics Committee report into allegations of sexual misconduct, illicit drug use, and other offenses. Gaetz vehemently denied and still denies wrongdoing, but when Trump nominated him for Attorney General, he promptly resigned his seat in the House. According to precedent, that blocked release of the ethics report. The report duly became the hottest property in Washington, reporters chasing it, Democrats and some skeptical Republicans eager to find out what it contained. It promised sensational reading. So what that means is that as soon as Trump appointed him AG, he left his seat in the House, and that meant suddenly, because of precedent, which is fucking stupid, suddenly they couldn't release the report that they had been preparing to release. Because technically he was no longer in the House. Like, okay, so in Magic the Gathering, this is very dumb, but this works in my head in Magic the Gathering terms. There's this thing called blinking or phasing in Magic the Gathering, where if somebody's targeting you with a spell, right? Or they're targeting a creature you control, you can blink that creature. And the way spells work is that there's this thing that doesn't exist called the stack, which is the order of operations magic spells take place in. And so if somebody says, okay, you have a target creature, I am going to play an instant speed spell that says destroy target creature, right? If you have a response or something that you can play at instant speed that exiles target creature and returns it to the battlefield on your control. The way the stack will work is that somebody has a spell that is targeting, but then if you blink that creature, it doesn't have a target. So if the spell doesn't have a target, but it's already been played, it is in this nebulous middle ground where it can't do anything. They can't take back what they already spent to play it, so it just fizzles. It goes nowhere. That's essentially what happened here. Kenya Joanna, the precedent had already been set like 8 years ago when a Democratic representative quit before a report like this came out. They still released it. Rules for thee, but not for me. Yeah. Florida tax collector in 2021 pled guilty to sex trafficking of a minor and agreed to cooperate in the investigation of Gaetz. Eventually, the Justice Department dropped that investigation, but the House Ethics Committee had been investigating Gaetz too, and in June it outlined the scope of its works. It was investigating claims a congressman may have engaged in sexual misconduct and or illicit drug use, shared inappropriate images or videos on the House floor, misused identification records, converted campaign funds to personal use, and or accepted a bribe, improper gratuity, and impermissible gifts. Which is, I cannot express this enough, completely par for the course for a Trumper. Like, none of this, it should be ridiculously surprising. Remotely surprising. Details began to leak. ABC News first to report that the committee had obtained records showing Gaetz paid more than $10,000 to two women who testified before the panel, with some of the payments being for sex. God. How, like, impropriety aside, the fact that he's a pedophile aside, like let's put all that stuff in a box of disgustingness, because Matt Gaetz is just awful, top to bottom. He is such a deeply, obviously insecure man who is holding on to this like party boy, frat boy image. Like, I think I've said it before about Matt Gaetz, but if he weren't born into a family with money, he is exactly the kind of loser who in another life would be hanging around a small town bar, like trying to get laid by buying drinks for underage girls. And then talking about how, I used to be the high school quarterback. Like, just the most scumfuck loser you could ever imagine. But because we live in the society we live in a society, he's an elected official. But yeah, like that's the thing. Spooky Pepper 6900, bro really has to pay to get some action. Like, you're a fucking elected official. Like, you're a United States congressman and you have to pay? Sad, bro. Jesus. A lawyer for two women spoke to the media saying one had been 17, under the age of consent, when she was paid for sex with Gaetz. The Trump campaign camp repeatedly pointed to the Justice Department's decision to drop its investigation without official reason, but amid reports of concerns about witness credibility. On Wednesday, the House committee considered whether to release the report. The session ended in deadlock. 5 Democrats for release, 5 Republicans against it. In the House at large, Democrats introduced motions calling for a full vote to force the issue, which they absolutely should fucking do. I do want to go to really quick Marjorie Taylor Greene. So this is going to be a very interesting precedent because greats. So many people in Trump's little shitheel movement were immediately all for Gaetz. Oh my gosh, she's so perfect to piss off the libtards, woke tears, all that bullshit. But now that it's becoming a lot more clear that whatever allegations are in this dossier, if there was nothing scathing, if there was nothing damning in there, he would not be resigning from an attorney general appointment. Like, are you fucking kidding me? So there's this really interesting schism happening right now where a lot of people are, I think, deciding, maybe biding their time a little bit on if they want to call it a conspiracy that he's a verifiable pedophile, or if they're just going to withhold support and see how it shakes out. And it's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out with politicians, talking heads, conservative media heads for a little while. Full Auto 86, your community is too cool. I know, they're pretty cool. Full Auto 86, if you're supposed to be working, go do work. Wednesday, blah, blah, blah. Democrats, J.D. Vance. Lisa Murkowski of Alaska and Suzanne Collins of Maine, relative Republican moderates, already used to saying no to Trump, at least some of the time were not supportive. Gaetz found sympathy from others. Lindsey Graham of South Carolina. Oh, fuck you. Urge all my Senate colleagues, particularly Republicans, not to join the lynch mob and give the process a chance to move forward. A fucking South Carolina politician calling out an actual, calling it a lynch mob, that's crazy fucking work. That's crazy work, y'all. Remember, the Judiciary Committee said any hearings for Gaetz would be like Kavanaugh on steroids. Oh, another rapist, piece of shit, frat boy, dipshit, who in another life would have nothing to do with the halls of power in America. Another adult woman. Blah, blah, blah. Affirmed opposition from former senators enough to sink the nomination if no Democrats defected, was what pushed Gaetz to decide to withdraw before the call from CNN. Most successful president in history. All right, let's do deadlocked on whether to release Gaetz report. This was just from yesterday. Most of the panel declined to offer details. No shit. Broken along party lines is just a more detailed look at what we were just talking about. Take it only one Republican siding with every Democrat on the panel to have the report released, but prominent Republicans, including the House Speaker Mike Johnson, have cautioned against releasing the report on Gaetz, who resigned his seat immediately. Quote, I think it would be a Pandora's box. I don't think we want House Ethics Committee using all of its vast resources and power to go after private citizens, and that's what Matt Gaetz is now? Are you fucking kidding? Are you fucking kidding? Private citizens. He fucked children as a U.S. politician. And you're like, you know what? Like what kind of cocaine do they have in D.C.? Like, what is the kind of shit that gives you the unearned confidence to go on TV, or I guess an interview with CNN, and say, you know what? Who's to say if you fucked a kid or not? Who's to say what they found in the investigative report? Let's just let bygones be bygones. He's only going to continue being in orbit around the Republican Party forever and probably get a fucking Fox News show. He's a private citizen. Who cares? Fuck you. J.D. Vance, blah, blah, blah. Nearly 100 House Democrats signed a letter requesting an ethics committee's findings be released. I think, like, more important than that, I think on a very, the most basic level of transparency possible, I think if there is ever an ethics complaint into a sitting politician, and they've been, maybe the rules fucking need to be amended for cases just like this, because if there is a allegation and a investigation into a sitting politician, even if they resign, those things should be made available not just to other politicians, to the fucking public. The people who are paying tax dollars for them to go and investigate them. The people whose votes elected them. Like, this just incredible lack of transparency is galling. I don't give a fuck if it's a Republican report or a Democrat report. I don't give a shit. If there is an ethics committee report that has been written and investigated, that they have legally gotten people on record for, they have done interviews, the American population, the citizens deserve to see that shit. Oh, Natalie Schneider, I'm not down with Sarah McBride. Yeah, I'm not thrilled with her at all. But I did want to talk about. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Daily Beast? All right. When I was talking about politicians kind of covering for each other, or what the talking heads are gonna, let's all dance. The talking heads are gonna make out of this. And yeah, I'm all fucking for this. Like, honestly. Founderos, thank you for subscribing with Prime. Also, this is literally, who is the fucking, oh, the young dude in the wheelchair. This was the thing that sank his shit. Like, this was the thing that got him ostracized from Capitol Hill. MTG is flying way too fucking close to the sun. Madison Cawthorn, yes, thank you. The wacky MAGA bombast is trying to protect her purportedly pervy pal Matt Gaetz. Wow, this writer is... Oh, yeah, it's on the... okay, opinion page. I'm like, this is not a fucking... You can't be talking like this. You can't be talking that way, news baby. Greene wants to keep under wraps the damning House Ethics Committee report said to describe, among other things, how 2 women accused Gaetz of paying them for sex. Greene says that if a report gets out, she will release information about payoffs for other sexual harassment claims against members of Congress. Again, totally believe it on all sides. And if people had any integrity about elected politics, which is how you know none of them fucking do, if they knew about this shit, they should be leaking it. They should be talking on it. For my Republican colleagues in the House and Senate, she said, if we are going to release ethics report and rip apart our own that Trump has appointed, then put it all out there for the American people to see. Yeah, go for it, sister. Speak on it. Couple things to underline there. If we are going to release ethics reports and rip apart our own that Trump has appointed is so fucking, is so telling of the deification that they seemingly graft to Trump and his image. Are we really gonna go against Trump? Then fine, I'm gonna burn it all down. But whatever, do it. All your sexual harassment and assault claims that were secretly settled. God, don't we just love that once the reality show president is back, everything is fucking back to high school gossip? All these Jersey Shore ass politicians settled paying off victims with taxpayer money, the entire Jeffrey Epstein files, tapes, recordings, witness interviews, but not just those. There's more. Epstein wasn't/isn't the only asset. If we're going to dance, let's all dance in the sunlight. Yeah, do it. Please, Marjorie, please. Couple of very fun things there. One, so what she is essentially saying right now is that if you release the report, that again, she's calling for some extreme measures. If there was nothing to hide, she wouldn't be saying this, right? If she knew, there's nothing in there to worry about, she wouldn't be saying this. So she is, through kind of not trying to not acknowledge it, acknowledging that there is at least something damning in the report about Matt Gaetz having sex with underage girls and paying for sex. Something probably far more damning than most people know about. And she is willing to throw caution to the wind to defend her friend, the sexual predator, pervert, pedophile, and has come out to say that the reason why I really wanted to focus on this, because it's so crazy, is that she's basically saying, yeah, well, I know about the Republican connections to Epstein. So you are defending a predator by threatening to expose the predators that, mind you, she's talking about Republicans here. Republican colleagues in the House and Senate. She's not saying, this is Joe Biden. She's saying sexual assault, harassment, links to Jeffrey Epstein from other Republicans. This is such an amazing look. This is why for so long people haven't let people like Marjorie Taylor Greene into anywhere in mainstream American politics. They think the entire world is just high school. They think the entire world can just be quelled and claimed and colluded with or against. It doesn't work like that, baby girl. You are the problem, and you have just admitted to the entire world. It doesn't matter if the Trumpers see it yet, how much of a problem you are. And yeah, goddamn, I hope they eat each other alive. Iki the Rainy, thank you for $3. Hey DD and Palace, boy am I relieved to see Matt Butthead Gaetz bail the fuck out. Can't stand that brainless douchebag's black hole face. Anyway, since he resigned from the House in his vain attempt to an AG post, does this mean he's out of Congress? Yes. He's currently unemployed. I believe that's how that works. That's what I've been seeing. Back in 2017, CNN reported that Congress's Office of Compliance paid victims more than $17 million since its creation in the 1990s in settlements involving sexual harassment, discrimination, and other things. Let's fucking do it. And so anyway, that is all to say that another person threw their hat in the ring behind Matt. Elon Musk reportedly threatening to unseat senators opposing Matt Gaetz. Now, this is funny because in like less than a day after this, Trump has fucking already announced his replacement. Billionaire Elon Musk is reportedly threatening to finance primary challengers to Republican senators who oppose Representative Matt Gaetz as President-elect Donald Trump's Attorney General. Quote, Trump has been working the phones. He's been upping the pressure on Senate Republicans, even calling some of them directly, Wang explained. This is as J.D. Vance is also making the pitch. He was up on Capitol Hill with Matt Gaetz yesterday, meeting with some of those Senate Republicans. The advisor insisted that Trump gets to decide his cabinet, no one else. The threat is a sign of Musk's ability to influence Congress on Trump's behalf. Now, you might say, in a properly working society, hey, that sounds like Elon Musk is, what's it called when somebody tries to interfere and influence the electoral process? Election interference. You might say, oh, that sounds like election interference, and you'd be right. But, like, again, don't expect anything to actually happen to him. Oh, God, I hope Elon ends like a Scorsese movie. All right, let me... So with that out of the way, I want to talk about the other big story of today. And we'll talk about Sarah McBride in a moment. I wanted to talk about this first, though, because this happened just a couple days ago. You probably didn't hear about it because of the Matt Gaetz shit, because of the Sarah McBride shit. There has been a turn, even in the last couple days. And I think it's something that we're going to see at nearly every level. Against trans inclusion. And it might not even really take that form. It might not always be Matt Walsh or Chaya Raichik yelling and calling trans women men and screaming them out of bathrooms and harassing them on the street. But it will continue to lead to events like this, which will be sudden and brutal and violent. Crowd cheered as two transgender women were attacked at Minneapolis rail station, advocates say. The pair moved from Iowa to Minnesota last year under the 2023 trans refuge law, according to a rally organizer. From November 18th, two transgender women were attacked at a Minneapolis light rail station, and onlookers cheered on the perpetrators rather than helping the victims, advocates say. After overhearing a group make derogatory remarks towards them at the station at Hennepin Avenue and 5th Street in downtown Minneapolis, the pair confronted the group, which led to a physical altercation, Minneapolis police told The Independent in a statement. Community organizers held a rally at the site on Sunday in solidarity with the two trans women, Dahlia and Jess. They were leaving the station when a man started yelling transphobic slurs at them, Amber Mum, a rally organizer who spoke to both of them after the incident, told The Independent. Jess asked him to stop talking about them that way, prompting the man to sucker punch her. Dahlia then struck the man with her cane, Mum said. Although the man was knocked out, 4 or 5 other people ran up and began to mercilessly beat the two transgender women, Mum said. People were cheering the attackers on, Mum said. Dog. Trying to do stuff here. Both of them were... Thanks, dog. Both of them were knocked unconscious, and Dahlia was left with a broken nose while Jess suffered multiple contusions on her ribs. Quote, "No one would help them," Mom added, noting that her blood from their non-life-threatening injuries was still visible on the concrete during Sunday's rally. Trump's campaign vowed to use the federal government to stop gender-affirming care for minors and labeled the care child abuse and child sexual mutilation. He's also baselessly claimed that children go to school and undergo brutal gender-affirming operations. After he was reelected, the Trevor Project revealed it saw a nearly 200% increase in conversation topics related to the election across 24/7 crisis services. While alarming, we are not surprised to see that the wave of anti-LGBTQ+ politics of the past few years continue to harm young people's mental health. The Minneapolis trans community is preparing for a potential uptick in attacks by taking self-defense classes, while others are attending classes on how to get a permit to carry handguns in public. All right, I'm going to put Lady back in the kitchen real quick, and then we'll keep talking. So, God, I hope RFK Jr. Linda McMahon will probably get approved. Unfortunately, I think a lot of them are going to get approved. Like I think that's the reality of the hell world we're living in. Let me see. Sorry, I'm looking to find the next thing I wanted to bring up. Hey, Sweetness, how you doing? All right. Oh, great. Do I think Elon have a falling out? Abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Not a question in my mind. So, what has happened after Israel supporter Sarah McBride is Nancy Mace, Representative Nancy Mace, is doing her damnedest. Oh, thank you, Black Clover. Or thank you, Banana Brains.
Identity were mutually exclusive.
Give me a second. All right, I'm going to open that up, make sure I have that. Representative Nancy Mace is doing her damnedest impression of Marjorie Taylor Greene. She is really, really, really trying to fill in that hole, trying to become the next Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, by just being as aggressive, despicable, rude, and cruel as possible, which is all of the Republican Party's favorite things. So they're just eating her up right now. Now, this is what she's been going on. She's been making a whole media tour to talk about one other specific representative, Sarah McBride.
4 years ago, I came out as transgender while serving as student body president in college. At the time, I was scared. I worried that my dreams and my identity were mutually exclusive. Since then, though, I've seen that change is possible. I witnessed history interning at the White House and helping my home state of Delaware pass protections for transgender people.
Just eating up the applause, you became famous basically by being the first woman at the Citadel, right? First female graduate. How do you feel about her rise to this kind of prominence? Being a member of Congress is a big deal, and I can't see any other accomplishment other than being a transgender.
Well, I've broken many glass ceilings. As you said, I was the first woman to graduate from the Citadel, the Military College of South Carolina. I'm the first Republican woman ever elected to Congress from the great state of South Carolina. It is offensive that a man in a skirt thinks that he's my equal.
And that's, to me, I wanted to play that because I don't want to give this fucking ghoul more of the time of day than she needs. I think, honestly, if you gave her any more time of day, she would probably turn to ash. But I think that encapsulates for me what the actual complaint here is about. It is not about disagreeing with somebody's way of life. It is about dehumanization. Sorry, let me take that again. It's about dehumanization. It is about making others feel like they are quite literally less human than you. I think that was a little bit of a mask slip there, where she wants to say a man in a skirt, that is the term she is defining a woman by, is equal to me. He is my equal. Now, the reason I want to preface these two things before talking about Sarah McBride is that you cannot talk about Sarah McBride's stance and statement without talking about the world around her, the context of all that came before her. Give me 1 second. I'm going to let Lady out again. Now, let me get into Sarah McBride. I don't really want to litigate I don't really want to litigate Sarah McBride's stances on Israel. She has openly supported Israel, and for that alone, she should not have the support of anybody who isn't who is knowledgeable about any political subject, really. So I don't really want to, I want to put that aside for a moment. Because what I actually want to talk about is how, as the first, I believe she is the first, Sarah McBride is the first elected transgender person for the U.S. House of Representatives. And even on election night, that election was a small light for many queer and trans people. A very small light. Dulled by the aforementioned Israel stuff. But as Trump supporters, sycophants, Elon Musk fans, everybody was sending death threats and suicide bait and all sorts of other awful shit to queer people. I got plenty. The idea that we still have a trans representative was powerful for a lot of people. It was a little thing to hold on to. So, it's not surprising when you have people as rude and as cruel as Nancy Mace that they are going to attack somebody for something so thin, so inconsequential in the grand scheme of things. Because that is how the conservative culture war operates. It's how the conservative trans culture war operates. These things don't really matter to the average American, but they want to convince people that they're actually important. That every school just has legions of boys who are joining, like, women's sports teams, despite the fact that it is a ridiculously, incredibly small minority. And in one hand, there is a liberal, they go low, we go high mentality that I understand is where Sarah McBride is coming from here. McBride responded with a post on X. I'm not here to fight about bathrooms. I'm here to fight for Delawareans and to bring down costs facing families. Like all members, I will follow the rules as outlined by Speaker Johnson, even if I disagree with them. This effort to distract from the real issues facing this country hasn't distracted me over the last several days. Now, on its face, that is a very principled way to approach the issue. I understand why somebody would make that decision. I understand that they think it is a good dig at Republicans to say, actually, I'm above this petty bullshit. And to turn around and go, this doesn't bother me at all. But it is also the same, they go low, we go high, moral superiority, liberal bullshit that has led us to the point we're at right now. Essentially. This is maybe a principled stance, but it is a principled stance based in somebody who is not experiencing the wider context around them and who they are. You might not get to choose to be trans. You did choose to run for office. Maybe this particular time and place in history, you didn't choose to be the first elected trans representative. But it happened, and you should be prepared for the responsibility that comes with that. Especially at a time like this. It is so disappointing to see somebody so quickly roll over and play dead. For people who, make no mistake, again, like we were talking about with Nancy Mace, dehumanize her. She does not see Sarah as an equal. She sees her as lesser. I would be surprised if the Republicans, people like Johnson, people like Nancy Mace, even see her as a human being. So when she is abdicating her ability to make an actual stand for other trans people, in a place, mind you, arguably, the safest physical place you could do it. There is constant security. Representatives have their own bathrooms. What she is doing, whether she realizes it or not, is failing every trans person in the country with this. Because simply rolling over, simply shriveling up, and taking up less and less space. When somebody says, "Get out of my way, rat," why are you here? You aren't even equal to us. There is a time for ignoring, quote unquote, ignoring the haters, right? I had this time in high school, I think I've talked about it before, where I don't know, I cannot remember, it was over a decade ago, so I cannot remember what led people to want to pick a fight with me, but there were I had bio first period, and there was this one dipshit behind me who just disliked me for whatever reason. And I think it was just one of those things where like his dumbass friends dared him to like hit me or try and start a fight with me. And I heard about this because he sat right fucking behind me. And so I heard them planning to like hit me in the hallway. Actually physically hit me, right? And I didn't really know what to do because I didn't want to start a fight. I wanted to get to my next class. I was a moody fucking teenager. And what he ended up doing was coming up behind me with the biology textbook and bashing it pretty hard against my head twice. Not hard enough to knock me off balance. Like not hard enough to actually like wind me or anything. But it was to start some shit. And I just didn't react. I just kept walking. I walked right to the office. I reported it. He was in my next class. He got called out. I wasn't engaged from that point. I don't know what happened. That is a great example of a time where, yeah, you shouldn't engage. But the difference between something like that and this kind of same hall monitor ass response, this goody two shoes bullshit from an elected representative, is that I didn't have a national spotlight on me. By me not engaging, I was not taking action that could be seen by so many as authorization to just trample over other people like me. That's what Sarah McBride is doing. It is galling that we went through the election we just went through with all the fucking rhetoric we just had to deal with. And one of the first news cycles of the upcoming presidency has to do with this shit. A Democrat just rolling over at the first sign of any struggle. And here's the real thing. Somebody earlier was talking about like how can we depend on the Democrats to defend us? We can't. We can't depend on elected representatives. Your community has to keep you safe. You can't depend on people who care more about their polling data than they do about who's actually hurt or protected by the things they say. And I want to give some credit to Sarah. Maybe she really is just that principled. And honestly, I want to believe that she just comes from a different background. That she just comes from a place where she is privileged enough to not be in contact with, not know all of the poor, impoverished, desperate trans people I know. I want to believe that maybe she's just ignorant to the constant harassment that we receive every day. I want generally to assume the best out of people until they show otherwise. And I don't think she has shown otherwise. But I think she has shown a valuable lesson that even when an elected politician looks like us, we can't necessarily trust them. She might think that she is acting in the best interests of her constituency. It is a insulated, neoliberal way of thinking. It's exactly the kind I would expect from the mainstream Democratic Party. Maybe that's how she got elected. Maybe she can. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. Maybe she will be a great catalyst for pro-trans action in the future. Maybe she will learn something from this. But in the meantime, the rest of us have to keep dealing with a world where the news is showing them there's no consequences for excluding us, for trampling over us, for hating us. And that's the lesson I hope she learns from this. Yeah, no, we cannot, in sex appeal, we cannot afford to cede ground. This is embarrassing. Let me show you one thing. Where was it? Is that another? Oh, you know what? I think it was actually. See if I can find it. Thank you, Imperator X. Yeah, somebody's saying just wait until they try to force her to follow men's dress code on the floor. I wouldn't be fucking surprised. Like I wouldn't be fucking surprised. Yeah, here's another thing I wanted to talk about. Nadia Yvette Chambers, thank you for $2. She's got a private too. Staffers and visitors don't. Yeah, that is another important thing to note, is that she has a private restroom as a representative. The conservative AP Project distributed YouGov polling to Republicans showing majority support in swing states for gender bathroom restrictions. Quote, there's no question that public polling favors Congresswoman Mace and a resolution to ban men from women's private spaces. I thought, Dave, didn't you have a fucking thing on this, or was that Aaron Rupar? Vivian Wilson. Who said Vivian Wilson? Is Vivian in the chat? Oh, okay, no, somebody said I stand with Vivian Wilson. Okay. Okay, that's what caused it. I'm like, yo. I don't know why people are surprised. Vivian was on the the last big stream we did. The election, was the election stream? No, the charity stream before the election stream. We had Vivian on. Yeah, let me. I don't think people realized it was that Vivian. I don't think people realized it was Elon Musk's daughter, Vivian. But yeah, I talk with her in like Discord DMs and stuff. All right, let me... Oh, Owen Morgan's coverage. Oh, shit. I'll have to watch this. Damn, I didn't realize Owen Morgan was following me like that. Damn. Okay, Owen Morgan, I see you. That's cool. I didn't realize he had a second channel. Let me go find... God, do I even want to go through this stuff? Hello, dog. Owen Morgan, I believe, Telltale Atheist, does really good work. And dog, you are being such a butthead. Yes, you are. Yeah. Goddamn misanthropic, really? Yeah, fucking of course he has. Give me a second. I fucking hate this country. Like, not the people in it, but just what we've allowed to happen is... Dog... Leon Elasti, thank you very much. Hope you have a good rest of your night. Like, I am sure it is like more basically drop shipped bullshit garbage, but how? Electric model emblazoned with the American flag, an eagle on the body, and Trump's "Make America Great Again" slogan inlaid into the neck. Both acoustic and electric styles available. Presidential and God Bless the USA models and signature edition guitars with a $10,000 price tag. Series of brand. AP is very funny. On this AP article, Trump has hawked a series of branded products. Very subtle editorialization. I love that. I love that. Because, like, an AP article cannot say, this is another one of Trump's fucking bullshit, dumbass grifts that'll fall apart as soon as you buy it. But they can say he's hawked, because that's technically not inaccurate. Jesus. A slew of items that went up for sale in the wake of a $489 million civil fraud judgment against the former president. Some, like the official Trump watch collection, where one model costs $100,000, were listed as affiliated with CIC Ventures LLC, a company that Trump reported owning in his 2023 financial disclosure. Well, before he entered politics, sales of everything from water to vodka and steaks, which is very funny as somebody who famously eats like shit and fucking doesn't drink alcohol. Are we sure this isn't some kind of money laundering scheme? No, it absolutely is. Yeah, and Kenya Joanna, lady is right here wanting pets. I am giving her back scritches right now. 100 silver dollar coins. $100 silver coins urged his supporters to spend $60. Trump sneakers, goddamn, NFTs, series, earning between $100,000 and $1 million from a series of digital trading cards. Fuck. God, we've watched all the Trump NFT. Oh man. I don't. The Independent doing a little bit more accurate reporting. Trump unveils latest merchandising grift. I don't like why. I don't know why anybody. I don't know why I'm surprised at this point. I think I've just grown like comfortably numb. All right, we got Matt Gaetz. Hegseth has allegations against him that he almost absolutely did. Do we want to see? I feel like we got the. Let's watch some really obnoxious, awful coverage of Nancy Mace in the bathroom event happening right now. God damn. Trying to make Nancy Mace look better is not... Alright, it's not working there. Alright, I'm gonna put it up on... Put it up on the other one. Sorry, give me a second. Like, that is a rough thumbnail game, Brett. Rough thumbnail game. Alrighty. Ooh, Brett Coomer, yeah. My reaction exactly. Failed Ben should be booked.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is drama up on Capitol Hill, but to be honest, it is the U.S. government. So when is there not drama and fight?
It is so... If I ever have a studio like this, fucking, it's over. It's over, dead domainers. Over, I say. Quick question, who's Nancy Mace, the elected representative going after trans representative Sarah McBride? For those who don't know, Brett Cooper is a... What would you call her? A Gen Z shill? AstroTurfed by the Daily Wire. Like, she is essentially the Daily Wire's, hey, fellow kids, bullshit, quote-unquote, lifestyle blogger. She is, yeah, it's Femme Shapiro. Femme Shapiro is the best way to do it. Yeah.
Fiery debates happening in the U.S. government. So it all started with a piece of legislation that was introduced and proposed by Representative Nancy Mace from South Carolina, and all hell broke loose. And suddenly, everyone being transphobic is back in vogue. And you might be wondering why this all came about, why people are so angry.
It's very... The thing... First off, I keep catching a look at this earring and keep thinking it's a neck tattoo, and I'm like, man, maybe I should get a neck tattoo. What do we think, chat? Neck tattoo? Yay, nay? Anyway, the thing is that she comes off incredibly disingenuous when she is trying to frame it as like, because one of her things that she does, and it drives me fucking nuts, is that she tries to frame everything in terms of like as if she isn't a far-right propagandist. And that's to draw people in. That's on purpose, right? It is on purpose for her to be like, yeah, suddenly transphobia is back. As if you don't work with fucking Matt Walsh. Like, girl, get the fuck out of here.
And why this is so important, and we are going to get into all of that today because actually, I kind of had my mind changed about something. Before we dive into the story, though, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the comment section channel if you've not already, and of course, ring that notification bell. restrooms. She shared this new legislation on X,
Rather
writing,
scoop my eyeballs out with a
biological
spoon,
men do not
bitch.
belong in private women's spaces, period, full stop, end of story. And of course, as I said in the beginning, all hell broke loose. They lost their damn minds.
She's not just able to. I realize I'm just prolonging the pain and suffering of watching her. She's not just annoying. She's doing that padding thing that I hate so fucking much, that a lot of game YouTubers do, where they just like have to, which I go through and I read like the story and will read to you and give my analysis and shit. Like whatever, why ever you people watch me, still don't know. But the way that she will state something and then not even to fit it in an 11-minute video, state something and not even 30 seconds later go through and spend 30 more seconds restating what she already stated, drives me up a fucking wall. She speaks like she's on TikTok. I mean, like they take all of this content and throw it on TikTok too. Like that's part of that is her role in the Daily Wire content mill, is to take her shit and just throw it on TikTok. TikTok.
Attacking Sarah McBride. How dare they attack people just trying to express themselves? It was the same outrage we have been hearing for years at this point. But Nancy Mace, because she is a badass, has been undeterred. On her social media, she has spent the last few days doubling down, sharing her story of being a victim of rape and sexual assault, and the videos that she has posted.
By the way, I want to say there's this misconception that using the words rape and sexual assault will like get you automatically demonetized. This is not true. This is not true. I want to say I do it all the time, but I cover, for those who know, and you've seen my documentaries, you've seen my videos, you've seen my journalism, y'all know I cover some heavy shit. The heaviest shit possible, honestly. Like, I don't think I could cover heavier shit if I tried. On the regular. And I am still able to explicitly talk about those things in a straightforward way. I'm not doing this TikTok bullshit, trying to dance around it, trying to say like grape or blanking out words like sexual assault. Because you can just talk about those things on YouTube. It's fine to talk about those things, but you have to be careful. If you want to know why they blank stuff out there, it's because they know they're not fucking careful about the allegations they spread, about the things that might slip out. They don't actually give a fuck. They don't care. They don't edit this shit. They just throw it at the wall. See if it sticks. Just wanted to give that little inside baseball look.
Have just been epic. They are so concise. They are so morally strong. Just watch this.
God. Fuck, man. Oh, Lord. 189,000 views in a day. It is due to demonetization. But, like, you can get ad approved if you take on controversial topics. There's this thing that I think a lot of conservatives like to push, is like, oh, we can't talk about that because it's controversial. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, you just have to be telling the truth. You just have to be doing it in a way that is not openly offensive, that is respectful, that is educational, which is why they do it. The sign, I think, said, like, no men allowed. But just her, like, the blending of TikTok-isms, like TikTok culture with Daily Wire, Ben Shapiro type shit, is so just pathetic and noxious. Seeing her be like, it's based, it's epic, it is, what the fuck did she say? Morally whatever the fuck. All right, let's.
And the videos that she has posted have just been epic. They are so concise. They are so morally strong. Just watch this.
Morally strong. No, exactly. It's like somebody who just said it. Industrial vor, epic middle-aged crotchety white lady. Yeah, it's just like this. Partially I blame fucking Elon Musk for this shit, but like this, it just says biological. Okay. Weird fucking epic Doge meme bullshit, and then applying it to this dork ass Jordan Peterson language. Just like, well, it's not only epic, but it's also morally strong. It's like, God. See, this is that shit we need to go back to making fun of people for sure. Who talks like this? What the fuck, morally strong? People who've been in Russian meat comas.
A radical left is calling me an extremist for being a feminist, fighting to protect the rights of women and girls. If being a feminist makes me an extremist or a bigot or a monster, I am totally here for it, because I'm gonna...
You ever notice how many people are just like really willing to admit to being a bigot and a monster? like really, with no introspection. Like they say, oh yeah, you're calling me a bigot? I guess I am. It's like, when you put up such little resistance, it kind of makes me feel like you A, knew it was coming, and B, you already thought it about yourself, that you were already okay with it. Yeah, this is fucking embarrassing. Here for it.
Fight like hell for every woman and every little girl across this country to protect you and keep you safe.
Boom. Mic drop. I also love that she is like proudly owning the fact that she is a TERF, aka a trans exclusionatory radical feminist. She's like posting on all her things like
it's exclusionatory is a great slip. Because again, they do this shit in like one take. That's what you get. But you'll see that any kind of like modicum of centrism, of not pushing a specific ideology, has completely worn off by just the 2-minute mark.
proud TERF. Yep, that's me. I'm excluding you because you are not biological women. And of course, because this has all gotten very heated, it has gotten millions and millions of views and impressions, people are angry, she has of course had her own run-ins with the press, which she has also been handling expertly. Just watch.
Here's Congresswoman Mace.
This man was in for a treat.
Can I ask you a question as you walk here? So the question is, with your piece of legislation about banning women from using...
100% yes.
My question to you is...
It doesn't go far enough. I'll be filing more bills.
Also, you just know the bias from the...
You just know the bias of like, hey, why are you writing a bill specifically to target one person? And this fucking dingleberry is like, yeah, you can just tell how biased they are just by how they ask the question. More alarmingly is that point where Nancy is like, yeah, I will be writing more bills. What the fuck could you possibly, what's next? What's next, Nancy? Are you gonna fucking ban interracial marriage? God, I shouldn't give her ideas. She's trying so hard to look like Ben Shapiro. I think that's just her. I think that's just who she is. Yeah, it is constantly bonkers bananas to me that she is not actually related to Benny Sheps. Jen Shapiro.
Because he said banning women from... We're not banning women from anything. That's literally the point. You are not...
I hate this fucking... I wonder if they are trying to go for like... And they are very obviously trying to do the TikTok thing. But I wonder if they have some like shit-ass marketing firm that is telling them, I wouldn't be surprised, that is telling them like, oh yeah, no, you gotta speed up and you gotta do a lot of fast cuts and random fucking like angles and shit for your cool hip Gen Z videos, because it is so disorienting. It's like that video people have been talking about where the mom is like, oh, look how cute it is that my kid who's like a year old rolls over because he knows the Coco Melon music because his brain's been fucking fried before the age of 1. That's what this feels like. This feels like Coco Melon for future Nazis. Coco Melon to corrupt your children's TikTok. Daily Wire version of Mr. Beast. Don't you put that evil on me.
Like, your entire premise is flawed.
Gay Ghost Prince, don't you put that evil on me.
That it was created in response to Congresswoman-elect McBride.
100%.
It is like, it is not a unique observation by any stretch, but like, it is truly stunning how much she looks just like Ben Shapiro. Like, just at a glance, if you were to just look at this, you would just be like, oh, that's skinny Ben Shapiro. Wait, he has long hair. Wait, that's not Ben Shapiro. Like, that's fucking crazy. Is it deliberate? No, I don't believe it is. I think they just found the first sucker they could find. Hiring her was nepotism? I don't care. I love that. All right, chat. Brie Cooper. Damn, you know what sounds good? Pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie sounds dope as fuck right now. Yeah, no, that's the crazy part, Star June. She looks more like Abby Shapiro than Ben. They cloned Ben like X-23. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, that'll be fucking fun. Okay, I'm gonna, let me see if I can. God, fucking Twitch app. We raiding or buying food? We are raiding. I have to go get, I have to go to Commander Night. There we go. But I want everybody, because they never fucking stream, I want everybody to go say hi to my friends at one of my favorite YouTube channels of all time, Run Button. Run Button over on YouTube. I've watched so many hours of their videos, and I cannot recommend them enough. I love Run Button. And you should go all raid and say hi and like and subscribe and support them. And yeah, and I will see everybody else. Yeah, I'm ending the stream. I have to go.